Alright, so once again, let's talk about what we just did. We're going over factoring polynomials today. Before we go over factoring polynomials, we're going to review the box method. So we do 2x plus 3 times x plus 4. First parentheses goes at the top, second parentheses goes on the side. Then you just multiply. 2x times x is 2x squared. 3 times x is 3x. 2x times 4 is 8x. And 3 times 4 is 12. You write out your terms, you combine the terms that are alike, and then you get your final answer. So this one was called the box method. This is the one we're used to. This is the one we know how to do. But on today, we're going to go backwards. We're going to start here, and we're going to figure out what the actual factors are. So we're going to see what can I multiply to get this. Okay? Now on the test, if they ask you to factor, they give you this and they ask you to factor, of course your answer choices are going to be like this. And you can multiply out each answer choice. That works. If you love box method, do the box method. But you can also try to factor. Factoring is not as hard as you think. So let's start with an example. Let's give you x squared plus 8x plus 7. In short terms, in like a shortcut way to say it, you're looking for something that multiplies to give you the product of these two and adds to give you this. Okay? So watch. We're going to start by drawing our box. And we're going to split it into fours. The first term goes in the top left box. The last term goes in the bottom right box. Now, on the side over here, we're going to set up a chart. The first thing we're going to get from our chart is by multiplying these two together. So I wrote my first term here and my last term here, and now I'm going to multiply these two together. So 7 times x squared is 7x squared. On this side, we are breaking it down. We are finding numbers that multiply to give us 7x squared. So the only numbers I can think of to give me 7x squared is 1x times 7x. 1x times 7x is equal to 7x squared. So that's good. That's step one. We multiplied our first and our last terms, and we broke down the numbers that give us the product of that. So on this side, we're going to take that middle term from our problem, and we're going to write it on this side. So on this side, we're going to write 8x. Because whatever numbers we choose on this side, they need to add to give us 8x. So think about it. 1x plus 7x, is that equal to 8x? Yes. So being that these two numbers multiply to give us 7x squared, and they add to give us 8x, I know that these are the two numbers I'm going to use to fill in my box. Okay? And I could have looked at that from here. It's going to have to multiply to give me 7x squared, which is my first and my last term, and it has to add to give me 8x. So now, I'm going to take these two terms and fill them into the box. It does matter where you put these two terms, and I'm going to explain that in a second why. But for now, we're going to just put the 1x here and the 7x here. The reason we need to do that is because we're going to be taking the greatest common factor. Okay, so think about this. What is the greatest common factor between 7x and 7? What goes into both 7x and 7? And that's 7. 7 goes into 7x, 7 goes into 7, okay? And now, just like what we did in our box method, we have to see, what can I multiply 7 by to get 7x? Well, I know I need to multiply by x. What can I multiply 7 by to get 7? That's going to be a 1. What do I multiply x by to get x squared? That has to be x. So all we did is we filled in our box, so we can figure out what goes on the top and the side of our box. These are considered the factors of this. So when we write our final answer, we're going to take that top term expression and write it in parentheses, so x plus 7. And we're going to take what's on the side and write it in parentheses, so x plus 1. And on these examples, in order to check our work, what are we going to do? Box method. So I'm going to write x plus 7 on top, x plus 1 on the side. And I'm going to multiply through. Write it out. Combine the terms that are alike. And I just want to double check that my answer matches the initial equation given to me. And they match. So I know that these are factors of this expression.